everybody, this is Ken Simpson, and this is CTN at the Art Fair, and I am here with...
My name is Stephen Wheeler.
All right, so Stephen, basically, the one thing about your art basically is that like it actually like really captured my eye because it's so fantastical. We have dinosaurs and cowboys, angel cows. So I want to ask you though. So what was the inspiration for this fantastical art?
Well, I love taking two things that don't fit together and making them visually work together, and that creates a gap for your imagination to play in and work. So you take a cowboy and put it with a dinosaur, and it really makes you appreciate cowboys and dinosaurs in a new way, and then create 100 stories that go off of that.
Exactly. That's awesome. Awesome for sure. So I'm kind of curious. So what kind of materials are you using to make these pieces? I know like some artists use acrylics or oil. So what about you?
So everything that you see in the booth with a gold frame around it is the hand-painted, one-of-a-kind original. They are all oil paintings. I generally work on panel, like a gessoed plywood, and I do an underpainting in watercolor and then seal it and paint it in one approach, the alla prima or the direct method in oils.
Wow, that is incredible for sure. How long does it usually take you to create some of these imaginative masterpieces?
Well, it'll take usually a few months to a couple of years from the initial sketch to being ready to create the final. But once I start painting a more complex piece, like the dinosaur piece that you saw, or some of the larger pieces with the flying seahorses, that'll be over 100 hours of brush on canvas studio time. So.
Wow, that is a lot of time for sure. Gotcha. Do you actually have like a favorite piece that you brought to the art fair this year?
Well, maybe just because we've been talking about it, but the dinosaur and the Triceratops and cowboy is my most recent piece, and so it actually just dried a couple of days ago. So it's exciting to have that out. The most recent piece and the next piece are usually the ones that I'm most focused on.
Awesome. So like, I obviously with such amazing art, you probably travel a lot. What makes the Ann Arbor Art Fair stand out from other art fairs you've been a part of?
Well, one thing that's obvious is its size, the number of artists, the quality of artists, but also there's so many. Another thing is how much the community rallies around this art fair. The crowd here yesterday on Thursday was far larger and more supportive than most crowds you'll find on a Friday, and I'm just excited to see that crowd even build as people get off work on Friday and Saturday to come over here.
Yeah, that is wonderful to hear. So Stephen, I just want to go and thank you again for your time with us. So, but before we log off, is there like any website or social media you want to share with our viewers before we log out?
Absolutely. StephenWheelerStudio.com is my website, and at Stephen Wheeler Studio are my social media handles on Instagram and elsewhere. So.
All right. Hi, everybody. This is Ken Simpson with CTN the Art Fair, and I am here with
Beth Two Sticks.
So Beth, what can you go and tell us about your booth this year at the Ann Arbor Art Fair?
I'm making design, handmade knits for adults and fur babies like cats and dogs. And all my yarns are hand blended, so I use merinos, cottons, wools, silks, finest yarns.
Awesome. That is amazing. So I would have to say that like your booth is actually like the first booth that we've covered this year. That has to actually go and do with wearable fashion for sure. So what made you kind of like be interested in knitting and crocheting clothing?
Well, originally I thought I wanted to be an architect, and I got my degree, hated it, worked for the worst boss. So I quit after working for her for 2 weeks, a couple of weeks, whatever. I was like, I can't work for someone who's making my life miserable. So eventually it led to starting a business, and I originally started when I was 14 years old, picked it back up after I quit that job, and eventually it's went into a full-time business.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So how has gotcha. So how long has Bev Two Sticks been in the business for now?
I've been in business about 10 years, and then especially this year has really evolved my product. And some of my popular items are my slip overs. I'll show you. These are super popular, and I'll show you. I've got one outside. I'll show you. These are super popular with all ages.
Awesome. Awesome. So like I noticed that a lot of your pieces basically have a lot of color to them. Basically, are you more of a colorful person, and that's what sort of inspires you to go and pick these colors by any chance?
It is. It's kind of like as being a fiber artist. Like what I do is kind of like painting with yarn.
Gotcha, for sure. So how long would you say it takes to go and make one of these pieces?
Well, I'm always producing year round for like summer and winter months. So basically, like I start with working on several items at once. I make the bodies of it, and later on I might go to Starbucks, whatever, and put them together. But then sometimes, even by starting with a piece, I have to unwind the yarn, so it can take hours.
Okay, for sure. Gotcha. So basically, with such amazing pieces, basically, you probably travel a lot. What makes the Ann Arbor Art Fair stand out to other art fairs you've been a part of?
Because Ann Arbor Art Fair is like the top art fair in the country, and everyone comes to Ann Arbor from all over. Like yesterday, I had 2 customers who didn't know each other. They were from Naples, and I had one from Wisconsin. Like people come, stay at a hotel, or maybe fly in.
Wow. So, I had no idea. I had no idea that the Ann Arbor Art Fair has such an international audience. For sure, that is amazing to hear. Yeah. So, Beth, before we log off, basically, is there any websites you can go and share with the people, or any social medias where people can go and find your amazing art?
For sure, you can follow me on social media at 2 Sticks 5 Stones. So TWOSTIX, the number 5 and stones, and also go to my website 2sticks5stones.com.
Great. Thank you so much, Beth. And this is Ken Simpson with CTN at the Art Fair. All right, hi everybody. This is Ken Simpson with CTN at the Art Fair, and I am here with
Annette Poitot.
All right, so Annette, what can you go and tell us about your art, or do you have on display this year?
So my art is abstract, and it's oil, so it's not acrylic, and it's very organic. And I worked I started with a brush stroke, and after I thin my oil and work flat, so that way I have a control.
Wow, it's very, very lovely. Basically, one thing for me that kind of stands out is like some of the bright color choices as well. So I'm curious from an artist's perspective, what was the decision to use those colors?
I love all colors. So I love bright colors, but I also love like less colors. So I need both, in fact. So I have the idea at the beginning, but it's really when I'm working with colors that it starts to turn out and find its own way. So yeah, I'm really going with the flow. But I've been painting 30 years, so I've been, but every time it's a new experience. So that's very exciting.
Wonderful. And so just like you said with your 30 years of experience, basically, what speaks to you most about oil when it comes to making art?
I just love the quality, the quality of the oil, the way they're so vibrant, and I can do things that I cannot do with acrylic. So yeah, that organic feeling, I have that with the oil that I cannot experience with acrylic. Yeah.
Gotcha. And so also like today as well, did you go and bring is there like a favorite piece of your at this booth for sure that speaks to you the most?
I love that piece. It's not very colorful, but I love the movement. I love the energy. It's almost like a geyser, or it's very you can imagine water. And this is a little bit older, but I still love that piece with it's more peaceful, but you still have the colors to give you the energy. Yeah, they all are my babies, so I love them.
Wonderful, wonderful. So I guess also want to ask you this because I've been asking a lot of artists basically. So what has been your experience at the Ann Arbor Art Fair for sure, and how is this art fair different from other art fairs you've been a part of?
Yeah, I've been doing the Ann Arbor Fair, in fact, at that same spot for at least 15 years. And Ann Arbor is just crazy how big it is, how many artists. It's just amazing. It's one of the biggest in the nation. So it's only 3 days, but it's very long days, very intense. And it's awesome because people are coming from everywhere for us.
Wonderful to hear. So Annette, thanks again. And for the lovely people at home, where can they find your lovely art?
I live in Oberlin, Ohio, but on my website, my name, I have a very nice website, so they can see my work also on my website, AnnettePuerto.com.
So thank you so much, Annette.
You're welcome.
Oh, yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and anyway, this is Ken Simpson with CTN at the Art Fair. Hi, this is Ken Simpson with CTN at the Art Fair, and I am actually here at the toughest art booth of all of Ann Arbor here with
Ann Arbor Roller Derby.
All right, sweet. So what can you go and tell our viewers about the Ann Arbor Roller Derby?
Ann Arbor Roller Derby plays at Burr Park, which is it is the Burr ice rink in the wintertime. They melt down the ice and it's polished concrete, and that's where we have our summer seasons. We have 2 more games left this season, so come on out and support us.
Right. Gotcha. And so for the uninitiated, how would you explain roller derby to people?
Well, stop by our booth here at the nonprofit section of the Ann Arbor Art Fair. We have a flyer here of roller derby basics, and basically it's not your grandmother's roller derby. It's a flat track. It's not a banked track, and if you elbow somebody, it's a penalty.
Oh, interesting for sure. Gotcha. And so for our viewers at home base, basically who want to learn more information about roller derby and A2 roller derby in particular, where can they find you guys?
We're at a2rollerderby.com.
All right. Thank you so much. And this is Ken Simpson with CTN at the Art Fair.
Vandermeer Park is a 38-acre natural area and park along the Huron River west of Argo Pond. The park has 2 main entrances with parking lots available at each. Vandermeer Park features paved and unpaved trails through the main body of the park. Restrooms, benches, accessible canoe dock, fishing dock, a disc golf course, shelter, picnic areas, and grills. The Argo Pond walking loop features the central attraction, the Huron River. Vandermeer is also where you will find Ann Arbor's only dirt bike jump course. Vandermeer Park is on Washtenaw County's border-to-border trail and is itself a B2B trailhead. The south side of the park is home of the Ann Arbor Rowing Club. Canoe, kayak, and tube rentals are available at the Argo Livery just a half-mile away. The park also features one of the 4 Canoe Imagine art installations in Ann Arbor parks. Vandermeer Park is also a good place to be still and observe nature. For more information, visit a2gov.org/parks.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ken, and this is CTN at the Art Fair, and I am here with.
D. Miller.
So D, I must say, you probably had the most vibrantly colorful booth here at the Art Fair. So what can you tell us about your art?
Thank you. All of my artwork here is all made from wood and is painted with acrylic. So it's handcrafted, hand-painted wooden flowers and hand-turned wooden vases. And we've been coming to the art fair for over 20 years. There's a lot of our friends that are here from all over the country. So it's a great art fair to come down to visit. One and the only, one of the largest in the Midwest, and it's here in Ann Arbor.
Wow. So like once after you told me that like these flowers and also vases are all like handcrafted basically. Oh yeah. Like but yeah, my mind basically just was just blown by that. So how long does it usually like take for you to go and make these amazing pieces?
Never ever time it by one because there's a process. So when we cut one piece, like one petal, we cut a ton of them at one time. And then it gets shape and structure, and then we hand painted them with acrylic paint. And we have to execute it right in order for the flowers to look like that particular type of flower, because one design petals can go for multiple different flowers, and then the structure has to be right as well.
Gotcha. So so I'm actually am actually kind of curious on that basically because you did mention structuring. So how is the structuring process like?
Okay, so if you look at this flower right here, which is an iris, and it's a hibiscus. So these are, the stems are pretty much standard. So the flower itself, they're different, but they're not really different. If you look at the petals, the way we cut the petals, and then we structure it into that particular type of flowers, some have petals that curves up and some are curved down. But the painting has to be right. Like this is an iris, and then this is a hibiscus. And when we do the artwork, we try to actually design petals that's easy to duplicate into other flowers as well. And then the painting has to be like exactly what it's supposed to be.
Wow, gotcha. Oh, gotcha. Well, I can honestly say that like all of your hard work has truly paid off as well. So I gotta ask you. So what is your like from your experience as an artist, basically? What makes the Ann Arbor Art Fair stand out to you the most?
Oh my goodness, there's a lot. So it's the entire town that hosts this art fair, and everybody's actually from all over the country. The artists, not just the artists, but the buyers as well. You can see, my goodness, almost 1,000 exhibitors that are here, artists from all over the country. And, from our work that's made from wood, ceramic, jewelry, glass, and you can find everything and anything here. And, of course, Ann Arbor loves art, right? So everybody knows, and people come from all over just to come and shop here.
Wow, that is wonderful for sure. Yes. So D, before we end this out, where can our lovely people find you online or maybe on social media?
Yes. So you can find us online as well under dnmwoodenflowers.com, or you can give us a call. You can also find us online under our website, and come and see us at the art fair. Our booth number is right here, is Liberty 423.
All right, sweet. D, it was a pleasure speaking with you as well. All right, this is Ken Simpson with CTN at the Art Fair.
Thank you.
Hi, everybody. My name is Ken, and I am here with
Doug Daniels.
All right, cool. So basically here at the Art Fair in Ann Arbor, basically there is tons of art, basically, but we decided to go and switch it up. So instead of regular art, we're doing culinary art. So basically, what can you go and tell us about your booth here today and the food you're serving?
This is all from my farm in Central Ohio. My boys do the farming. I make cheese and run around. We do art, wine, and music festivals, and it's grass-fed, so it has a real good nutrition profile, omegas, CLA, antioxidants that taste really good. We add nothing to the grill. It's just the meat, cheese, fresh cut veggies, and bun. And it's the best food here. It's just really, really good. It is my grandma's 120-year-old ice cream recipe. They used to make it on the porch, but of course we're using an ice cream machine. But it is really, really, really good. And 4 ingredients. It has the grass-fed organic milk, organic sugar, organic tapioca, and vanilla is all that's in it. And it's real tasty.
Wow. And also, like, smells good as well. So I got to ask you, though, basically, because, like, you said, like, you've gone, like, to wine events and, like, a music festival. What makes the Ann Arbor Art Festival stand out to you?
A very, very, very nice crowd. Very nice, pretty, real nice, happy customers. Just a really, really nice place to be. We love coming to visit Ann Arbor. Love all the nice food. We're kind of foodies, even though this is ours. But I love sampling your local food, local booze, and it's really, really fun place to come.
All right, awesome. And if you can go in, say anything to the public, basically, to go and sell out the Ann Arbor Art Fair, and why they should go and visit grab and go foods this year. What would you say?
This is the #1 art fair in the country. It has the most vendors. We do 5 of the top 10 art fairs. This is as pretty as it gets. All sorts of beautiful stuff and all real art. These guys make their stuff. This isn't China. This is all real stuff. And it's just a beautiful place to come see.
All right, sweet. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, this is
Come get a burger.
Yeah, come get a burger. Yeah, exactly. All right, this is Ken. Yeah, anytime.
Much appreciated.
Yeah, awesome.
So,
Appreciate
it. It's fun to do, and it's fun to come around, and it's fun to it's fun.
Yeah,
it's fun. How's that sound?
Yeah.
It's hot work, but it's fun.
Ken Simpson, and this is Ken Simpson at this was CTN at the art fair. Like with the summer heat, basically, it's always super hot, basically, and the best way to do that is with a nice hat. And who knows no more about hats than I do is
Chuck Manley with Lower Park.
So Chuck, what can you go and tell us today about like your awesome booth?
All right, I'd love to tell you all about my booth. We are Lower Park. We travel all over the world. We hand source all of our fabric from 20 different countries. Inside of all of our products, it'll tell you exactly what country we got it from. Everyone's welcome to come out here, try one on, and it'll come with a free compliment.
Ooh, awesome. So like you talked about like fabrics from all over the world, basically. So where are you guys shipping your fabrics from?
So we've done about 20 different countries so far. We have a lot of stuff from Morocco, we have stuff from Turkey, we have stuff from Portugal. Essentially any place that's known for their textiles, we like to travel and go. We like to celebrate the diversity of the world, and this is how we do it.
Gotcha. Wow. So like these patterns are so cool. Basically, I see plants. I see some birds, possibly for sure. What was sort of like some of the inspirations for some of the hats you guys made?
So the inspiration came from traveling. We were all travelers before we started the business, and this was just an opportunity to go out there and bring some of those travel stories back home with us.
Awesome. And basically with all your travels, what makes the Ann Arbor Art Fair stand out the most?
Well, the Ann Arbor Art Fair is such an interesting place because Ann Arbor is a city that embraces the diversity as well. With the college being here, a lot of people come from all over the world, so this is a great opportunity for us to display that here.
Wonderful, basically, and also for like the people at home, basically, who couldn't make it out this year. Do you all have a website or any social media where they can find you at?
Absolutely, you can follow us on Lower Park on Instagram or lowerpark.com.
All right, sweet. Thanks again, Chuck.
Thanks, Ken. I appreciate it.
Anytime. And this is Ken Simpson with CTN at the Art Fair. Hi, everybody. This is Ken Simpson with CTN at the Art Fair, and I am here with
Chris Goodenberry.
All right, Chris. So what can you go and tell us about your booth here at the Ann Arbor Art Fair?
I've been selling these photos of different abandoned spots throughout the Rust Belt for a couple of years here, actually, maybe 2017, I think. And people seem to really dig it. Like, a lot of this isn't Detroit, but it has that same vibe, and people seem to be really drawn to that. Most of this, like Pittsburgh and Buffalo, it's the same general Rust Belt region as Detroit, just somewhere different on the production line, steel instead of auto, you know?
Yeah. Awesome, yeah. Like, wow, I love all of the subjects that you picked here as well. Basically, I see like churches, basically abandoned mansions, basically, and I gotta ask you though. So why in particular the Rust Belt for your photography?
Well, for one, I live in the Rust Belt, so Rochester, New York. I'm just on the edge of it, but there's so much more history out here. Between the manufacturing and the large cities that sprouted up around them, you have these incredible old pieces of architecture that they had the money to build back when they had this kind of business going in those cities. I love the architecture in them. They are art in themselves, and I just haven't found anything quite like that. Like if you head further south or like the Midwest, there's nothing like this, and especially on the West Coast, they just don't have the older buildings, or for that matter, some of the decline we've seen.
Yeah, wonderful. Yeah, wonderful for sure. So like basically as sort of like you said, basically, I'm kind of curious on when you're doing these shoots, basically, how long are you shooting for, basically with your photography when you get to these locations?
Most of them, it takes a little bit to get in. Sometimes it's as simple as there's an open door, or otherwise you just take a bit to sneak in a window up above. But when you're in it, maybe 4 or 5 hours on average. It's all about finding the right light. You can see I had to wait till about 4 p.m. to get good light at the right angle on this one, and that tends to be the case with a lot of these. And it's also a matter of sometimes just waiting for the clouds to hit just right so you get that softer, diffuse light. It's much better for interior shooting than something like today, which is ridiculously bright out there.
All right, for sure. Yeah. So, Chris, obviously you are a traveling man, though, for sure. So, what makes the Ann Arbor Art Fair stand out from other art fairs you've been a part of in the past?
In general, it's got longer hours that people are actually out for. A lot of these shows, they might end at 6 or 7 o'clock, but it's 4 or 5 o'clock and the street is empty. Here, the show ends, 9 o'clock and the street is still packed with people. And sometimes we're actually here past that, continuing to sell. And you don't really get that in a lot of shows, so it gives us a lot of opportunity to make sales for a pretty long period of time over the course of the 3 days. Even though we don't do Sunday anymore like we used to, it doesn't seem to really matter. The sales are great throughout each day.
All right, wonderful, wonderful to hear, Chris. So, but like before we end this, where can people find you online or on social media? Have a website you want to share to people?
Deadlightphotography.com. If you search that up, it's got links to my Instagram and everything else there. I'm changing the name over currently on social media because I rebranded, so that one's a little more awkward to get out there. But yeah, deadlightphotography.com.
All right, cool. Chris, thank you so much for your time, basically. All right, and this is Ken Simpson with CTN at the Art Fair.